What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you already up over gorlickbread.com. I've done a full recap to this live stream. It's literally an hour plus stream condensed down to 5 minutes. If you watch Chantal Girl World, I don't know what I can compare this to anymore. What is less than $5 a month? I don't know. Probably very little. But what I will say is for less than half of what Chantal spent at McDonald's last night, you can get all the reactions, which I don't post on YouTube, as well as the recaps. I know, as I said, if you enjoy this content, you will love that content as well. I want to talk about this dumpster diving stream in a little different perspective because there was a time where you would come online and Chantal was very spontaneous. There was maybe even a level of excitement. There was some uncertainty as to what would take place. And Chantal is very much no longer doing that, but attempting to relive those moments through kind of scripting things out. You see her, touching the trash here at the first dumpster, and then, of course, touching her face. I'm sure that's going to be one of the talking points within the community, as I guess it should be. But the reality is, she talked about doing this dumpster dive for months, all the way back to Syria. She waits till the last night she has the rental car, and that's when she elects to go out. Not only that, when she went out before she had Pete's, she actually returns to the same dumpster that she went to before that she got the Rolos out of. And again, she's touching the dumpster. But she comes to this epiphany that she cannot do the things that she used to do. One, Pete's is not there to get in the dumpster for her. She doesn't have anything to reach into the dumpster. She cannot climb or jump into said dumpster. So what this amounts to is basically Chantal driving around, touching trash, opening dumpsters, and not being able to do anything. And she frames this in the beginning as, her exposing corporations and what they waste and what they throw away. But the reality is Chantal's thrown away quite a bit of time. She's wasted the rental car that she's had where she could have been going out and making content. And instead, here she basically comes online and at the last possible moment she can, tries to throw up this Hail Mary of going out to a dumpster. This is what her chat has asked for. Now, when we talk about replicating moments, we talk about scripting things, it makes them less enjoyable. Chantal tries to replicate two moments in this stream, and it feels so forced. She pulls up to the drive-thru, and she asks if one of the new offerings tastes like cat food. Now, if this had been done with any level of casualness, it probably would have been funny. But instead, it literally reads like Chantal having a script. She had on her mind the entire time she was going to McDonald's. When she got to the drive-thru, she was going to ask if their new food tastes like cat food, and she thought it would be funny. She didn't even laugh at her own joke. Now, there's also obviously a time where she was out in Kuwait at the drive-thru. She asked if they were serving cheeseburgers. She drove back through the drive-thru a second time and said, "Hello, it's me again." And a lot of people found it funny. It was funny in the moment that she would return to the drive-thru and say, "Hello, it's me again." So as a spoiler, after she eats all this food without washing her hands, could have easily went in to wash her hands after touching the dumpster, could have easily used hand sanitizer after touching that trash. She instead picks through all this food and eats it. She wonders why she's sick. She elects that after getting the McChicken meal, she needs a filet-o-fish. And going back through the drive-thru, she recites the "hello, it's me again" line. It loses any part of being funny. It actually almost becomes sad in a way because you see someone that has accepted, hey, if I do this, it kind of works, right? People enjoy it. People find it funny. Yeah, maybe reaction channels laugh about it as well, but this is what people want to watch when they turn my channel on. And rather than being able to uniquely create these moments like she used to, she's instead kind of just evolved to trying to force them out, replicate things by reciting things she thinks is funny in the moment that just comes off as so desperate. And this is a time where I think we understand she needs this the most. Her expenses, living alone in Canada, whether Pete's moves in or not, are higher than they've been for the last 3 years. Chantal, quite frankly, is at a crossroads where her YouTube has to support her in ways it really hasn't in the past. And to see her cling to this is quite strange. I mean, if you didn't know any better and you just watched it, it would seem like she had watched reaction channels and she had heard the things they talk about. She had heard the clips of hers that they play over and over in introductions. She would know the moments that reactors recall back to. And she would kind of write them all down and say, okay, this is my formula to get people to watch. This is my formula to be successful. So people talk about me going out to the Rolo dumpster with Pete's, getting the Rolos out and eating them. People talk about me going to the drive-thru and saying funny things. People talk about me and replay me going back through the drive-thru for more food after I just parked and ate. And then in an hour, we spend 40 minutes going to dumpsters to get to the McDonald's we were going to all along. And then we try to force these moments out. I just don't see people enjoying this the second time the way they did the first time. And if Chantal had went out and truly done something that was different, that was unique, that was interesting, perhaps you do have more people watching, more people caring. But when you watch it this way, it honestly just comes across as a poor excuse for a repeat episode. It comes across as a sequel that doesn't try. There's no passion. There's no love for making content when you're doing this. And maybe that's why after even such a short period of time, there's less and less people watching. Chantal, I know that you're watching. You prove to us that you're watching in the things that you do and the content you create. If you've ever listened to anyone, listen to the people that are telling you that we don't really want you to go back to all the old vices, to all the old things. I know that's your easy out, is that you think that people genuinely want the worst for you. What we truly want is to see no more animals become involved with you, and you to find a way to go make content that someone can watch and find enjoyable because it's not so scripted. It's not so forced. You do have that moment where something happens and it's genuinely funny because you didn't anticipate it. Where you go online and you watch what you're creating, you're driving around, and we don't know where we're going to end up. Sure, a lot of times there's going to be food involved. We get that. It's in your channel name. But if you think that you can just take these moments that you had from the past and insert different people or places or things and kind of recapture all the magic, it's simply not going to happen. You're going to have to be creative. You're going to have to be out on your own, and you're going to have to do this. And it's not like you don't have so many concepts and ideas from your viewers that have told you what they want. You just have to find an actual way to go out and execute them. Love to know your thoughts on this. Appreciate you watching it. When we go from dumpster to dinner, there's no way that I cannot be back soon as I can with more commentary.